Hello, welcome to game 2 of my match against Catstealer. I won the first game in a crazy Way of the Mouse encampment game. We also had Puka that game, so we've got another Puka thing going. Let's see what we've got here. Trashing is Cemetery and Puka. We've got a bunch of villages. Lighthouse is going to be necessary because Ghost Ship is really annoying. Crop rotation is going to be nice. Pursue might be nice. Ghost might be nice. Ghost is probably going to be nice. So I've got 3-6. So I could open with a silver and then take a curse and trash 2 coppers estate. Is that worth it? I think it's not. I think I want to try to get a Puka in play and play Puka and then trash 4. So I think I'm going to buy a Puka next turn, which means I think I'm going to buy a silver this turn and then start adding in villages after that. I could also take a hamlet, but that feels a little bit early. They took a guide as their first 3. That seems really questionable to me. The way we win this game is with provinces, so we want to build an engine with a couple of villages, Ghost Ship. We want to try to get lighthouses into play every turn. And maybe the Ghost Ship is our primary draw, and we don't really plan on buying tons of... I will buy the lighthouse here, try to get that going. Yeah, they were bound to hit that fairly soon. Okay, so this is 5. Again, I can take 1 cemetery and trash 3. That nets me. I gain a curse in a cemetery, and I drop a copper in a state of curse. So that doesn't feel great. I think I'm just going to buy a hamlet here for the village effect. Hopefully don't get ghost chipped here, although it seems unlikely. Oh, nice. Hopefully don't draw my lighthouse dead. That seems more likely. Alright, so it's definitely going to be a cemetery, trash 3, gain the ghost. I'll probably top deck the hamlet here, depending on what they play, if they play the ghost this turn. I guess they're going to get to play there with Guide Mountain Village. They're going to get to play their ghost ship every turn. I'm going to top deck the hamlet. I'm going to try to gain another lighthouse here. So top deck the hamlet and the copper. Yes. If I can get lighthouse coverage in, I should be okay. The ghost ship is hitting me pretty hard. They've taken a couple curses, and they haven't trashed it all yet. They trashed a little bit. Wow. They're having much better turns than me. I don't know if that's just because the ghost ship is better, although I would think the combination of Puka and ghost ship. I don't know. We'll see. Second lighthouse. So I should be able to get lighthouse coverage in now pretty frequently. Still have 2 curses in hand. Again, 2 curses is not worth 2 curses is not worth trashing. I want to try to trash 3 or 4 when I trash. So I can just get a mountain village now, or walled village. Either of those seem reasonable to me. I want to get a couple villages going. Mountain village, I guess. I don't have a village this turn, but I do have a lighthouse, 2 lighthouse coverage, which is good. Start adding now merchants to the deck for plus draw, or for plus coins. I feel a little bit behind, although I've trashed 2 estates, and they have not trashed any estates, and they still have 2 curses. So, okay, they just trashed 2 curses. Okay, what's down there? A mountain village. So I'm going to start with a mountain village coming into play. I'm going to gain a curse and a Ghost Ship, because that's a good card for my deck. And I'll play the Ghost Mountain Village twice, then I'll get to play the Ghost Ship, which is pretty sweet. And I've got a Lighthouse coming in, so I feel like I'm back in the game a little bit, especially if I can find my Puka this turn and my Hamlet. You know, try to get a trash off this turn of 3 or 4. Coppers I'm going to work through with the Puka, so I really just need to trash 1 estate. This order does not matter. Okay, did not find the Puka, but I did find the other stuff. So I could go Crop Rot, or I could trash 4. Trashing 4 seems worth it. I've got a Hamlet in the next turn and a Puka. And I do the Mountain Village, which is pretty nice. So if I can find a Copper in one of these top 2 cards, I will be able to draw through with the Puka. If I can find the Copper or the Ghost Ship. And I think I have 3 Coppers left, 2 Coppers left only. And a Silver. I probably would not trash the Silver, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I also got my Ghost Ship attack in, although they had ghosted. Oh, they had a guide, so the guide kind of negates that. I guess that's the argument for opening guide. It makes more sense to me to open guide as second player, but yeah, it makes more sense for me to open guide as second player in that case. But they seem to be drawing now, at least on their ghost turn, after playing a guide, and they've got 2 guides down. So, oh, they didn't play a guide this turn. Yeah, this was the ghosted turn. They started with double Mountain Village. So they look to be drawing deck now. They maybe need to add a little bit of payload as well. Here, I have like the Lighthouse payload, while almost insignificant in any kingdom, is actually doing a little bit of work here for me. And a guide makes sense because these decks aren't going to be super clean once we start greening. Puka is always a little bit awkward in terms of drawing. Okay, so they're cleaning up still. And they had another buy, which is nice. Okay, play the Ghost Ship first, so I know how to play the Hamlet. I'm going to play the Hamlet for action buy. I do technically trigger a bad shuffle here, but practically speaking, I'm going to chomp through it with Ghost. Okay, so the Ghost is going to hit something. What does that something want to be? Merchant, I suppose. That gives me 2. That gives me 2 VP. I've only got 1 Copper left, so the Puka is about to get really terrible. So just need to watch out for that. That's where a lot of my draw is coming from. So the question is, do I want to even potentially trash the Puka once I've gotten rid of the last Copper? So I'm taking a Merchant. Another Hamlet seems good to start spending the money. I can start to get like 3 merchants in a turn or something. And then my deck is going to have the silver 1 green card once I buy another cemetery. And just start then buying ghost ships. Like a good turn would be like Ghost Ship Merchant. And maybe this turn. This turn doesn't need to be Ghost Ship Merchant because I have the ghost coming in. So Merchant gives me 2 money. And I can actually pursue. Can I pursue to top deck it? Put the matches back. I can pursue Merchant and then buy another Hamlet. Am I at that position yet? Yeah, I've got 8 this turn, so next turn I'll have enough. So I will pursue Merchant, buy a Hamlet, ghost the Merchant. Feel pretty good about that. Start the turn by drawing 4. So unless I bottom deck Mountain Village, Ghost Ship, Puka, I will draw a deck. And if I bottom deck those 3 cards, then... Oh, I have a Merchant in there too, so I think I'm guaranteed to draw a deck. I might not even need to play the Puka, which would be nice, because it is not a very good payload card. And again, I think I need to buy a guide, at least 1 guide for the non-ghost turn, just to make sure I can kick off every turn. I also want to buy one more cemetery, so that's kind of the order. I need to get another cemetery, another guide, more merchants. I'll trash once more to get rid of the cemetery estate. What is it? Cemetery estate curse. That's 3. Okay, so I've got, I want to discard both these for buy. I don't need the action on either one. Discard for buy. Discard for buy. And I will, I guess, trash the last copper to draw everything up. Okay. So it's 9. Oh, I only had 1 merchant. Huh. Okay. So 1 cemetery trashes 3. That seems important. And then I'm completely clean. And next turn, I'm only going to have 7 money. 8 money? I'll have 1 less money, so I'll have 8 money next turn. I don't think I need a crop rotation yet. So what else can I do? Can I buy 3 merchants? Am I going to be able to draw a deck? I think I have a tough time drawing deck without this. So I don't really want another. So if I don't get a cemetery this turn, what could I get? I could get a merchant and a ghost ship. Yeah, I'm a little bit annoyed. They bought a Hamlet merchant. Yeah, so I had hoped I would have 10 here. I guess I could have counted that out. So I can buy a cemetery merchant and like a copper. More puka food. Knowing that I'll trash that. A merchant. I can pursue the merchant if I want. I don't see any reason not to. And buy 1 copper. That feels pretty terrible. This turn I'll have Ghost coming in. Again, I'm going to try to Ghost a merchant. I need to be adding more than 1 or 2 payload per turn. This is a really slow way to add payload. And you're not going to do much with your deck if you're adding 1 or 2 payload a turn. But I'm hoping that now that I'm clean, now that my I've got lighthouse coverage, I'm not being attacked, and I only have the 1 cemetery stop card. I've got other stop cards are Puka, Copper, Silver, Ghost. So those are my stop cards. Obviously, if I draw Puka and Copper together, I can draw that. So they are now clean of coppers. They've got 2 merchants, silver, cursed gold. So they have 7 money, if I'm counting this right. Right, 7 money. So I counted that right. So this is on a ghost turn. They ghosted the Hamlet, discarded everything, and then called guide. That's cute. That works really well. If you've got a Hamlet ghosted, you've got a guide down. Again, I do really want to get a guide down, especially with a Mountain Village in deck. They just picked up 2 lighthouses. Okay. I will discard for action buy and be very sad if I don't find more good stuff. Okay, definitely going to take the ghost here. This draws deck. Discard for buy. Okay, so back to 9 again. I don't think I'm going to buy a copper here unless I really need to. So the thing I'm thinking about doing is buying 3 merchants, ghosting 1. That will ramp up my payload to 12. And then next turn I'll have 12 and I can buy more good stuff. I don't ever think I'm really going to need more than 3 buys here, and we're not that close to piling if I buy 3 merchants. It's a little bit low. The cemetery's pile is low. The merchant pile will be really low. Obviously, the curse pile is empty. And again, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that don't draw for me. So I probably want to pick up another Hamlet and another ghost ship at some point. But I definitely want to ghost a merchant here. So I think I'm just going to buy 3 merchants, and that'll take my payload to 12. and not decrease my reliability. And then next turn, potentially buy like Merchant Guide Ghost Ship, Merchant Hamlet Ghost Ship. See where we go from there. Yeah, so they've added 2 lighthouses and a 7. So they've got 9 money now in deck potentially. I assume they'll only play 1 next turn, so they'll have 8 money. So I will have 12 money, which gives me the ability, if they buy a province, I can match it and buy like Province Merchant. They also still have an estate and 2 curses in deck. So if they buy, they're gonna have to waste a buy in a cemetery to get cleaned up there. I potentially could have pursued Merchant there. No. I did end up top decking a cemetery, but it doesn't seem to matter. So they're also out of coppers. So their Puka is now a dead card. Worth noting. And they're not able to draw here, it looks like. Potentially, if they buy a cemetery, they can actually trash the Puka now with their 8 money. I think they want to have 8 money. They could play both lighthouses this turn and have 9 money. Depends on what they want to buy. If they want to buy like double Merchant, they can't though. And if they buy even a single cemetery, it puts me very close to piling out. I probably have to buy a province hamlet at that point, although they don't have enough money. Again, we calculated they had 8 or 9 money, probably 8 because they don't want to have they want to have the lighthouses on alternating turns. So I feel like I'm in pretty good shape here. This is a really complicated board in a different way than the last game. The last game actually, I guess, was a very simple board. You just had to do a lot of math near the end. But once you identify that any action is good, and like hostile for a bunch of horses, the horses are just lost cities that stay in your deck forever. You just load up on all those actions. I feel like I got to that a little bit faster. They concentrated more on trashing. Okay, Merchant, Duchy. And they, okay. So they have 9 money in their deck, if I'm counting right. All they can do is 9 money. Okay, so I can discard for buy. Discard for buy. And I have 13. Sweet. So they have 9 money. So I'm going to buy Province and Merchant. Did they buy? They didn't buy a cemetery, so they still have 2 curses, estate, duchy in the deck. So they can gain a cemetery and trash 2 curses for 4. So a cemetery is worth 4 VP for them, which is quite a lot. But they only have 9 money, unless they bought. So they only have 9 money. So I can go like Province, Merchant, Hamlet, and potentially they do have a reliable turn, and I don't. So that's something. I could go like Province, Guide, Hamlet. Or I just go Province, Merchant, Hamlet. They've got 9 money. So they can gain 2 cemeteries for net 6 VP. Gets them to 12. And then I just have to get to 12 myself, which I can do if I draw a deck. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stop cards. And I have 5 stop cards. So I wonder if I need to add a way to not have that happen. So if I don't find the silver, my turn is awful. I can't trash the silver to Puka. I could also go Province Cemetery here. Trash the Puka, same number of dead cards, and lower the piles. They can't pile out, and that gets me to more points, but I don't think I like that very much. So Province, Merchant, Hamlet, and then hope to find the ghost ship early in the turn. That feels really risky. I'm so likely to dud there. The only way I basically have to find the ghost ship ahead of all the other stop cards. Again, I'll have 6 stop cards, so I have to find the ghost ship in the village ahead of all the stop cards, which is actually not unreasonable. with 5 stop cards, 6 stop cards, 7 stop cards. So it starts to get unreasonable there. I don't know that I have an alternative, though. I want to add money. I want to get like at least a province here. So what can I add to increase that draw? So like a province and a ghost ship. I still hit 12 exactly next turn. They can only hit 9. And I've got the 2 villages, the 3 villages. And I at least have merchants and money in hand, so that's good. They won't have a ghost next turn. I will have a ghost potentially next turn. Although I see 2 of my 7 stop cards. 3 of the 7 stop cards near the top. I was hoping to only have 2 in the starting hand with 15 cards. It's about even whether I have 2 or 3. So again, they're drawing deck here, but this is a turn when they've got 8 money. They'll have 9 money this turn. I assume they're going to trash. Once they trash coppers, though, they're giving me a pile out. So once they trash curses, though, they're giving me a pile out potentially. So I have up to 12 money this turn if I draw deck. I've got 7 in hand. I have 8 in hand, actually. I have a lighthouse coming in. So I can at least always buy a province here. The ghost ship attack will really hurt if I can't get a lighthouse in, and I can't get my ghost in. And ghosting a lighthouse would be really terrible. Although the game maybe ends before the annoyance of my ghost missing 2 turns happens. If you ghost the lighthouse, it stays out of play. The lighthouse stays out of play. So I could instead of playing the ghost, 2 turns from now, I would only be able to play it 3 turns from now in that case. Okay, so they opened a pile out for me. If I find all my stuff. Okay, discard for action, discard for buy, draw. Okay, so I need to discard for action and buy, but then I'm not going to be able to draw back around unless I find what? I need 11 money, so I need to find my merchant ship down there. I need to find my mountain village down there and pick up the cursed gold. Cursed gold. That's 11, so I can buy 2 cemeteries and a merchant. Whew. I just barely did that. I really did need that second ghost ship to make that happen. So I feel pretty good about that decision to have bought that instead of buying another payload card or victory points. I think they did need to get clean, but maybe they needed to wait a turn. But I'm up 2-0, moving on to game 3.